It's the Line Makers on Sporting News.
Hey folks, how about some Thursday night college football for you? Let's get the opinion of Kenny White. I'm Brian Blessing. Thank you for stopping by the Line Makers on Sporting News. USC going to Utah. Trojans laying 13.5, Kenny. Total on the game is 47.5, and you have a unique perspective. You were at the USC game with Cal, and you were asleep during most of it. You were bored.
I would have loved to. The USC offense put me to sleep. I'm expecting a high-flying affair, and then throwing the ball all over the field. It just wasn't that. They did try to pick their spots to go deep, but I think this team is more really trying to set up Oregon in the big matchup when they play them to go over top. They're really staying short in their passing game, a lot of screen passes and a lot of runs from this USC club.
All right, do you truly believe that's a setup, or has Barkley cost himself a lot of money by coming back here? He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but you've got his average yards per pass is way down, and he's thrown some short ones that Lee's run a long way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's a little better than 7, right at 7 yards per pass. Last year, much better than that, but I think you'll see him get back to those stats later in the year. They did a lot of that last year. They really did. They were very conservative early and then unloaded late in the season, and this team was the best team in the country, I think, over the last 8 games last year.
Hard to knock their running game, though, in the game you were at. The game versus Cal, 296 yards rushing with Red McNeil, both over 100 yards.
Yeah, Silas Red is an incredible running back. That was a big pickup from the Penn State program. But McNeil, he has had some big runs, averaging 6.8 yards per carry. I think he needs to get the ball more. It seemed like I didn't know what to make up my mind in the football game. Do you continue to run it, or do you let Barkley let it loose and go deep to those dangerous wide receivers? It's either or.
All right, let's turn it over to Utah's side of the equation. Listen, they got whipsawed by Arizona State. 209 yards offense in total in that game, only 55 yards in the second half. Let me make you Dr. Phil here for a moment. Do you give them a mini pass because it was the letdown from the emotional win against their arch rival BYU and a crazy finish and a look-ahead spot to USC, or are they in trouble?
I think they're in trouble. John Hayes is their starting quarterback now. John Hayes started at Butte Junior College. Nothing wrong with starting at a JC, but none of the D1 colleges wanted him. He went to Nebraska-Omaha. Nebraska-Omaha dropped their football program. He was allowed to transfer to Utah. He ended up in the lineup 9 games last year, did fairly well. He's 6 foot 208. He's not going anywhere after this year. He's an average college quarterback. Utah averages less than 300 a game against a solid SC defense. It's going to be a long season for Whittingham and the Utes.
All right, sitting at 13.5 finally. Does it go up? Do we get Trojan money?
The last time USC played in Salt Lake City against Utah, they won 51-0. That was in 1917, so things have changed. USC led by 3 last year late in the game. Utah's kicking a field goal. SC blocks it, returns it for a touchdown, covers the spread. This year they cover it a lot easier on the road. They're more well prepared. The head coach at USC, Lane Kiffin, 11-5-1 ATS in his road games.
I'd like to say I remember that game, but I did hear Calvin Coolidge bet USC and the over in that particular game. It's Thursday Night Football, USC at Utah. We've got you covered here, the Line Makers on Sporting News.